So in our lab with the mass of brass weight, the mass of brass and our motion sensor, we basically wanted to look at the relationship between mass and weight on the Earth's surface. So in our experiment, we used different masses and we saw how that affected the measurement on the motion sensor. And this is our data collection, what we got. It's a positive sloping line, and basically means there's a positive linear relationship between the mass and the weight on the Earth's surface. As you can see, we have a slope of about 9.8 newtons per kilogram. That means for every 1 kilogram of mass, there was a force of 9.8 newtons acting on the object, on the brass. And doesn't this 9.8 look familiar? Like we said in class, that is actually pretty much the same number as our gravitational constant. If I remember correctly, gravitational constant, that is for when there's any object in free fall, there's 9.8 newtons of force acting on that object due to gravity, ignoring any other forces like air resistance. So basically this 9.8 newtons, that's just due to gravity. That's the weight, the force of gravity. And this positive sloping line shows us that as the mass increases, as the mass of our object increases, the weight also increases. The force acting on the object due to gravity increases. Let's move on to our y-intercept. It's about negative 0.02 newtons. Okay, so this is our y-axis, and, well, that means that we have a mass of 0 anywhere on the y-axis. When I first saw this y-intercept, I didn't even think it important. I was automatically like, okay, don't need that, because I knew that, we're looking for a relationship between mass and weight. So if there's no mass, how can we measure the weight? The mass is 0. There'd be no weight to measure. Apparently, you need a mass to have weight, to have force acting on. You need to have force to have, you need to have mass in order to have force acting on that mass. It's just like that. So why do we have this negative 0.02? Well, that's because our equipment isn't perfect. So there is a little bit of an error there. If we had perfect equipment that could measure that could measure perfectly, it would just be 0 newtons for the y-intercept. Again, in conclusion, how does mass affect weight on the Earth's surface? Well, as the mass increases, so does the weight. It's a positive linear relationship. Thanks for watching.